Fly Tyers, welcome back to AvidMax Fly Tying Tuesday. Brady back with you one more time. Gonna do a simple Mono Midge for you today. It's a nice, easy guide style fly that utilizes just a couple of materials and is great throughout the year, but it's gonna be a very important fly through the winter months when those midges are such an important part of the trout's diet that you might be targeting. And this is going to be a small pattern. Today we're tying an 18. You can go on down 20s, 22s, and further. And this is a tungsten variation we're doing today. So we're starting off, the hook I got in the vise here is a 1310. It's a Daiichi hook. It's actually a dry fly hook, but it's not overly light in regards to the wire. It's got a wide gape on there, a short shank, and then just a bronze down eye hook. So it's good for this profile overall. And we're adding a 1.5 Lucent tungsten bead. This is blood red color today. And then we'll go ahead and start our thread with just a quick locking wraps. That being the Veevus 16/0 in red. This will be a full red variation of the Mono Midge. And we're going to use that thread to go ahead and dress our hook shank all the way back, right about to where the barb is, with some nice smooth wraps. This will be our underbody, and then we're going to wrap one more material, the only other material, to this fly right over top of that. So we'll walk the thread right on back to the front and get ready to tie it in. And that other material is just some monofilament. Thus the Mono Midge. So I have just an old spool of Tippet. I've had this spool of Tippet for a long time. I've retired it from my vest and moved it over to the bench. And now I just use it for tying purposes. This size 18, I'm going to use a 4X, which matches up real nicely to this size. If you go smaller, you can go down in your Tippet size. 20s doing a 5X, 22s doing a 6X, that kind of thing. So we'll do a couple of quick locking wraps on it there. And then I like to slide that material on back so I don't have to cut it. And then we'll cover it over and walk our thread down. Again, just some nice, smooth, touching wraps all the way rearward, covering it up. And then we'll return and prepare to bring that monofilament right over the top. This is a pattern that's easily adjusted as far as color scheme goes. You can do them in black, red like we have here, tie them in olive. You can do some flash underneath if you'd like to give them a little more pop. Creams and whites, a whole variety of options out there underneath the monofilament. So we'll get that first wrap locked in place and then just touching, working on forward. Again, great little midge larva. Super easy to tie, good place to start if you're just starting out. Working on your thread wraps, and a friendly fly to fish as well. The tungsten version is going to get down a little bit quicker in the water column, but you could tie it without a tungsten bead if you want something that's going to flutter a little bit more in the current, which is how this pattern was traditionally tied. It was just with a thread head, so you would omit the tungsten bead and then finish it off with some contrasting thread. On the red, you might do a black thread head, for example. Work well in that aspect also. So then once we have our monofilament all the way up to the front, we'll capture it with our thread. And we'll do a couple of locking wraps behind. Sneak in front a couple times, make sure that's not going to come loose. And then clip it off as close as we can get it here without damaging our thread. And then come in and whip finish it. Nice and easy. And on this fly, I do always cure it with just a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. Helps the durability, and then also gives it sort of a sleek look there right behind the bead. Super simple, super quick. Nice translucent overbody on top of whatever accent color you have. And it'll help put some fish in the net in those cold months when the fish are low and slow. Give that Mono Midge a try.